Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you enjoyed the heats. Today is the World's Strongest Man final. We've got the top 10 strongest men in the world competing for that big, massive World's Strongest Man trophy. The athletes in the final are Matthew Ragg, Brian Shaw, Luke Stallman, Evan Singleton, Mitchell Hooper, Tom Stoltman, Trey Mitchell, Pavlo Kordiaka, Yako Shumwinkle, and Alexei Novikov. First event is a shield carry. I'll get a intro on the set, see you in a second. Right guys, first event up in the final, it's the shield carry. They've got to lift 180 kilos in their arms, go back and forth as much as they can. Some great competitors in this. I think someone like Brian Shaw will do well. I think Tom Stoltman's got the world record on this, so I probably anticipate him to win it. And then you've got, for me, Pavlo Kordiaka, Alexei Novikov. Of course, they're going to be right up there. Dark horse, Mitchell Hooper. Never seen him do this kind of event, but I don't think it's going to be too shabby. Longest distance wins. I think Tom's got the world record at like 80 meters with this kind of instrument. So I would say if you can get 2 runs with this, you're going to be mid-range. You get 3 runs, you're going to be in the top 4. You're getting over 3, you're definitely in the top 3. You get 4, you won this. Okay? Good luck to the guys. Let's get in there. Right, the shield carry has just gone massive bit of, call it controversy. I don't know if you can call it controversy, but Pavlo Kordiaka. Let's go through the distances and who did what. So, first place, Mitchell Hooper. Fair play. It was him against Tom. Tom was flying. Tom did 63 meters, so he did 3 runs and 3 meters. He easily could have done another 2 runs, if I'm being honest. He could have hit 80 meters. Hooper was in the next lane, going a lot slower, and it did look like he was struggling. It looked like he was struggling by the second turn, yet alone the third one. But halfway down, Tom stopped, and then Hooper kept going, trickling. Really like just tiny little baby steps. Managed to do the turn and beat Tom by 1 meter. That's what happens. Tom a little overconfident of his performance and just should have done another. If he'd have just done another length, he would have been completely fine. It's annoying. It's annoying. So fair play to Mitchell Hooper. You got to work through your circumstances, and he did. He won it. So Mitchell Hooper 64 meters, Tom Stoltman 63, Alexei Novikov in 55 meters, Trey Mitchell did 50, Evan Singleton 48. Now we've got Pavlo Kordiaka at 46. I'll come back to that. Luke Stoltman in 7th for 44, Brian Shaw in 8th for 39, Matthew Ragg in 9th and 37, and Yako Shumwinkle on 15. I don't know if he lost his head, like blacked out a little bit, tripped up on that first run, didn't quite make it, so that's a shame. Now, Pavlo Kordiaka's real distance was 66 meters. But when you're turning with the shield, there's a line, and your foot must break that line before you can turn and go back. Now, there are people there that sort of shout things at you and tell you that you crossed the line, and obviously with the crowd being so loud, you can't hear anything. So I guess it's down to the athlete to put his foot over the line, to make sure he gets it over the line, and I'm afraid he didn't. Now, in my opinion, a little bit harsh, but rules are rules. They've taken that whole run off Pavlo Kordiaka. So they've got it, it went from 66, which would have won the whole group, and they put him down as 46. So he's literally gone from first place down to 6th, which is still fairly decent, to be honest, even though they took a whole run off him. Yeah, I just really feel for Pavlo. It's to have something like that happen to you, it's harsh. It's harsh, it's very harsh, but rules are rules. You know, rules are put in place to make it fair for everyone. If your foot's got to break that line, your foot's got to break that line. It's just the way it is. I'm sure he's really distraught. You know, World's Strongest Man final. This is a big deal for a lot of people, and definitely a hard lesson learned for 100%. Next event is going to be the deadlift, and I believe it's about I think it's 350 kilo and a stiff bar with two toolboxes either side, and 4 reps in 60 or 75 seconds, one or the other. I'd imagine 60 seconds is plenty for a deadlift, and that's heading on the beach in a second. So, I mean, deadlifting, I would say the best deadlifter in this group right now is probably Mitchell Hooper. The second best deadlifter in this group is probably, at this very second, I'm going to say Brian Shaw, and then it's closely followed by, like, Trey Mitchell, Novikov, Luke Stoltman, Tom Stoltman. So yeah, we've got, it's going to be an interesting one. Who's going to win the deadlift? We'll get stuck into it right now, and I'll report back in a second. Well, I was going to catch up with some of the fans that are in the crowd here at World's Strongest Man. Hi, what's your name? Where are you from?
I'm Allie from Myrtle Beach.
You're from here?
Yeah.
Awesome. Who have you come to support today?
You and your baby. Of course, your baby.
So Brian,
Yeah.
What do you love about Brian Shaw, and why?
Well, big fan of just some muscles and some strong men. We're here to see the giants in real life.
Would you say he's great?
He's great, but not as great as you.
Well, that's about it. So, as Brian Shaw would say, go out and be great, be awesome. We're 4 times World's Strongest Man. See you in a bit. Right, guys, the next event is the deadlift, 350 kilo, as you can see here. Got this massive apparatus, and I'm being called up for a link. So Hooper's in the lead, Tom Stoltman in second. So there's a lot of different in our, and this is going to be a good one. Keep your eyes peeled. Right, guys, that was really interesting. Winning the group with 8 reps, going out last, knowing exactly what I need to do. Mitch Hooper, and then we've got 4 athletes tied second with 7 reps. Trey Mitchell, Alexei Novikov, Matthew Ragg, and Brian Shaw all got 7 reps. So that gives Mitchell Hooper a massive boost in the points over all the other guys. Down in 6th place with 6 reps was Tom Stoltman, and then Jaakko Schoenwinkel, Evan Singleton got 5 reps in joint 7th. Pavlo Kordiaka down in 9th with 4, and Luke Stoltman in last place with 3. So the points overall at the end of event 2 is Mitchell Hooper on 20 points, Alexei Novikov on 15.5, Trey Mitchell on 14.5, Tom Stoltman on 14, Brian Shaw on 10.5, and Matthew Ragg on 9.5, along with Evan Singleton 9.5, Pavlo Kordiaka on 7, Luke Stoltman on 5, and Jaakko Schoenwinkel on 4.5. So Mitchell Hooper winning 2 out of 2 events so far. Next event up is the Fingal's Fingers. I would say that usually leans to more the bigger athlete, but Hooper's just proven me wrong every single time. If he's been training enough, Hooper could win the next one as well. I'm more favouring towards Brian Shaw, if I'm being honest, and Tom Stoltman, just because of the height and everything and the power. But Hooper's got a good chance of staying in that top 3, top 4 on the next event. So stay tuned, it's getting juicy. Okay, the Fingal's Fingers has just finished. To me, that was so fun to watch. The winning that was Tom Stoltman, all 5 fingers and 39.3. Alexei Novikov second on the Fingal's fingers. I never thought Alexi would be the top 4 on Fingal's fingers in my life. That was amazing, like literally amazing. One of the best performances I've seen Alexi do so far. You can never count him out. Third place was Trey Mitchell, all 5 in 48.4. Pavlo Kordiaka, all 5 in 48.7, so just behind, just missing out on a point. Evan Singleton, all 5 in 49.9. And then Mitchell Hooper, all 5 in 49.9, sorry, 49.9. Evan was 49.8, sorry. And then down in 7th place was Brian Shaw. He only managed 4. He absolutely flew to the first 4. In my opinion, did 4 the fastest, and then couldn't do the 5th. I think he just lost his footing a little bit and just stumbled, and it fell back on him and he couldn't get it back up. Real shame. Right behind him, Luke Stoltman, all 4 in 32.5. Matthew Ragg, 4 in 35, and then Jaco Schoenwinkel, 4 in 40.7. So this is getting really exciting now. The points are right. This is amazing. For Mitchell Hooper won the first 2 events, and then mid-range and that. How things can change. So in first place, Mitchell Hooper on 25. Half a point behind him is Alexei Novikov on 24.5. You've got to think of the events coming up here now. Dumbbell, that's Alexei's best event of all these final events, in my opinion. Tom Stoltman on 24. Trey Mitchell on 22.5. And then 5th place, Evan Singleton, 15.5. Brian Shaw in 6th on 14.5. Pavlo Kordiaka in 7th on 14. Matthew Ragg, 11.5. Luke Stoltman in 9th on 8 points. And Jaco Schoenwinkel in 10th on 5.5. So there's top 3. I mean, Hooper, Novikov and Trey, there's 1 point between them. It's literally 25, 24.5 and 24. The events coming up, Tom Stoltman, sorry, not Trey. The events coming up, so we've got the dumbbell max. Now, I would say that's Alexei Novikov's best event of all the events in the final. That's his best. I think he will possibly win that just because he's so explosive on that one. Tom Stoltman's been training it very hard. I think this is where he drops down a little bit again, but you've got to think of the events coming up. Bosful and Stones, they're almost guaranteed bankers for Tom. And then Trey Mitchell, I think he's going to be a good presser. So yeah, this is going to be a real tight, exciting final. And you'll remember, I think the bus pull is a lot heavier this year, but Novikov won the bus pull last year in the final. So if Novikov wins the dumbbell and wins the bus pull again, he's only got to come mid-range on the, sort of even 4th, 5th on the Atlas Stones, and he's won. So this is really interesting. Really good, exciting day 1 of the final of World's Strongest Man. I can't wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow events are, we have the max dumbbell, we've got the bus pull, and the Atlas Stones. So tomorrow, around about this time, we're going to find out who is the World's Strongest Man 2023. So stay tuned, keep your eye on the channel, and we'll see you next time. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. See you next time. Big love. Take care.